Right, I think we're live. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the stream. Today is personal rewards CVC. I've just logged in. What did we have this morning? Yeah, we had 300 energy from here, and we had, I think, 75 energy from maybe a competition or a clan tournament. Not sure. Anyway, I don't like sitting on energy because it's a waste. So first things first. This is the same when I log in every day. We are just going to get Iron Twins out the way. Put that on the background. And look at the quests, see what we can pop out really quickly. Upgrading accessory. Market. Oh, I think I've already looked. There's nothing. Oh, not you. Let's just buy the cheapest thing. So, because I'm not doing the fusion, there's not really much for me to do at the moment. So, trying to find the will to put down a few 100,000 personal clan points is a little bit tricky at the moment. But today is the day that I could, if I wanted to, pull Carnage from Curse City. So, as soon as we've burnt through some of that energy, we will have a look at how we might go about doing that. See if this rolls any good. These are the rewards from the Elhain minigame, and I really enjoyed that until about the 15th time that I played it. But I'm grateful just to get a bit of free stuff, as we all are. That is a crap ring. Okay, so what have we got? It should be that in about now, we've got the clan boss rewards. So just bear with me. I've been making, I can't show it on screen at the moment because it's on my laptop, but I have been making a spreadsheet outlining all of the rewards that I'm going to get from clan boss across a 30-day spread. And I think I've been running it for 8 days so far, and the rewards have been miserable this month. Hopefully we'll get something good today. Nope. So I'm just writing this down for my spreadsheet. Apologies, it's not very exciting. Oh, not even any gems. That's pretty rough. Nice. That's very nice. I take back what I said about the rewards being crap. See what we've got over here. And again, right, no, I stand fully corrected. Thank you, raid gods, or maybe it's just live streaming. One with 3 more pots. An epic book. And then 5 more pots, so nothing good from that. But thank you for my 2 sacreds. I'm going to try desperately not to spend them during CVC today. Oh, we can't do that yet because we're still waiting for the background battle. So, I think today be it the day for Cursed City Mr. Carnage. Let's just have a look at what we're going to need to do. If I'm not mistaken, it's 5 keys to get to this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. These should be all pretty straightforward. That's easy. That's easy. More energy that I'll have to spend. Yep, if you haven't watched me before, I really hate overcapping energy. I am going to do a video soon about how to manage your energy because almost everyone I speak to usually is really struggling for energy. And most of the time that I'm playing now, I'm struggling to offload the energy. So I don't like letting it cap because off the top of my head, my maths aren't, I haven't woken up properly yet, but I think you accumulate 480 energy naturally a day just through here. So the whole time that you're like I am at the moment, where you're overcapped, you're not accumulating. And I know 480 isn't, I know you could argue it's loads, but it kind of is. It's like, you know, that's 10, 12, that's 12 runs in a stage 10 hard mode dungeon. that you could be missing out on if you remain capped. So just a little something to think about, and I try not to let myself stay capped for too long. Annoyingly, if I'm just about to go to bed and I do, this happens so many times, if I'm just about to go to bed and this pops up and I pull this, because you can't, as soon as you X on this, you collect the reward unless you do the stupid workarounds. I've then got 300 energy. Oh, now I've got to stay up for like another 20 minutes and spend it all. But that's me. That's my problem. That's just me being a bit OCD. Final part of the Forge Pass. I'm not as much of a spender in this game, but I was breaking down these Forge Passes recently, and for £20, the amount of reward you get, I would argue, is pretty high. Mainly for you get 6 pieces of whatever set they're kind of pushing at the time. I don't know if there'll be any in the shop at the moment, but buying gear sets normally, I mean, look, it's 20 quid for 3 accessories in the shop at the moment, and they're just legendary. This Forge Pass is giving you a 6-piece mythical set and all the rewards along the way, and there was a lot of pinpoint in there. I think this time around there was a little bonus. Yep, chucked in some pinpoint. So I'd actually argue Forge Pass is up there with value for money. What else have we got? Pretty much nothing. Like I say, I'm going to sit on this energy for a while. I'm going to pull the ones that aren't energy. Right, so we are just waiting for, sorry, it's boring. We're just waiting for the Iron Twins to finish. Then I will probably just burn some quick energy in Spider, because I really want to get on with Curse City. So what can we get more points from? Iron Twins we're doing. Forging. That's no surprise with the latest update that came with the Quick Forge. Dav, because I know you're watching, try not to do what I did. I made a massive mistake with my quick forging the other day, and I went through and essentially forged all of my 3 to 4 star gear from in here, and I made a huge mistake at one point where I think when I went from the bottom to the top, and when I got to, I think, deflection, I completely failed to realize that the cost per craft, I mean, look at here, for example, a 4 to 5 in resilience will cost 3 Magisteel per craft. On deflection, it costs 10 Magisteel per craft, and I spent like 4,500 Magisteel in one click. I got a crap load of silver for doing it, but now I'm super low on Magisteel. I've only got 750. I've been sitting on 10,000 for probably about 4 years. So now I'm having to do relentless amounts of arena to kind of catch up. What's I know, Dav, you're watching grey blocks. Never. Is this done? This is done. Good. Right, so we have 385 energy. I think there is a spider tournament. I'm not doing the fusion. Thank you for the break, Plarium, because nobody can be bothered at the moment after the Fabian and the post-Fabian goodies. There's a good reward here at 1375. I'll probably never get to it. Can't bothered. What else could we do? Okay, let's just double check what is going to get the most points. I don't think there's anything particularly exciting today. 2x Iron Twins, 2x Forge, 2x Potion Keep. Okay, let's just quickly blow the energy in Spider, because it's quick. It is a bit of a waste of energy, but it's all silver. Let's just do a couple of runs. I might spread it across all the dungeons. Yeah, Dav, I completely agree. It's fusions are like a full-time job, and then the new trend of adding a hero's path or Titan, whatever they call it, to now get the souls for them is it means like almost 3 weeks out of the 4 in a month you're kind of in fusion mode. It's absolutely exhausting. But it's the whole FOMO thing with Raid. They're very, very good at making you feel like you're going to miss out on something. But I think this time around, they've actually been quite honest about this fusion. It's not great. For some people, it would be really good. I wouldn't say no to the champ, but I'm not just about to go and spend it's like 10, 12 days and all of my resources, because we don't really have much left after the last one. It used to feel a bit more spaced out, 1 week of the month, maybe 2 was fusion, then you had your 2 weeks to kind of recoup. But now with the Titan events, and they have this nasty habit of between the Titan event and the next fusion, they'll throw in absolutely nutty kind of shard pulls. I think there's some good ones. Is it today or tomorrow? Yeah, today there's really good voids. I think Siffy is in tomorrow's voids. I don't know what's in. Oh yeah, the new guy, Karen, who I can't stop calling Kevin. He looks cool, but meh. Obviously you got Thor and I can't pronounce her name. Is it Eowyn? Estrid, not Eowyn, Estrid. She's good. But nothing crazy. Yeah, that's the... It's hard to pick. I was watching, I think his name's Saf from HH Gaming, who, in my opinion, is god of Raid. There's not much he doesn't know about Raid. He made a good point of saying that if you look at most fusions, most champs have they just sort of have a thing that no one else does, and it doesn't always mean it's a good thing, but they usually have something unique about them. And Raid have this little tendency 5, 6, 7 months down the line to almost create like a boss or a mini thing that you almost need that fusion's unique skill for to do it. So there is an argument that you should do every fusion, but there's also the sort of fatigue. I think it's more for the big spenders. What can we do? Let's do a couple of quick dragon runs. Just trying to burn through this energy. And I think there's a Dungeon Divers on. I hope so. Otherwise, it's a bit of a waste. And Dab, you're right. He does look like a Kevin. He seriously looks like a little Kevin lizard. Right, let's get this boss down. This is my new dragon team because I pulled 2 Calvalaxes, so now the game is just silly on poison bosses. And I don't think really half the champs in this team, they're not even built properly. Just Theodore, who's kind of one of my favourites. Yeah, Dab, you're right. There is no there is no life outside of the fusion if you just stay in it. Like, game fatigue is really real, and I never thought I'd get it from Raid Shadow Legends because you're not physically controlling a character. I can see how, playing 6 hours solid of Call of Duty or something is major taxing on the body and the concentration, but Raid, it's like bloody permanent game of maths. I'll do one more and then see if there's any not clan. Sorry, I can't talk yet this morning. If there's any, why can I think? Campaign is the word that I'm thinking of. Campaign quests. Just to get through this, because I really want to get into Curse City. I want to get Carnage. But I must say, nobody likes doing the Amius fight. I have started to work it out. And I will, at some point, try and do a video on beating Amius. It kind of becomes a little bit defunct because, obviously, every month there's a different rotation of characters that you're allowed to use. Then you've got the normal versus the hard, which I think in a lot of cases, there's no difference between the two. Apart from he hits you slightly less hard, but I've probably wiped more times on normal than I have on hard mode. Let's get these last little quests done. Oh, it's campaign boss one, so it doesn't use much energy. Might do a little bit of champ training today, because I'm sitting on quite a lot of fully maxed level 3s. Also, I mean, if people have got shards, I assume by the time people watch this, the event will have passed, but Thor makes for the most epic campaign farmer, because he can pretty much one-hit absolutely everything. And his passive's really good. Once he's hit 10 enemies, you essentially get a free hit. So if you do wave 1 AoE, clear it, wave 2 AoE, clear it, wave 3 you start with a just a normal single hit, but because you've previously hit 10 enemies, he will then just AoE and it all counts under the same turn. Just one more of these. Oh man, Battlefield 2 was just bliss. I haven't played in such a long time now. I tried dipping my toes in recently to Battlefield, is it called 2042, 2052? Whichever one the latest one is, and I got absolutely just rinsed by everyone. Absolutely everyone. It was brutal. Right, let's burn a little bit more energy, just so I don't feel so bad about doing something else. I'm trying to do Hefrak masteries, even though I probably never ever use him. It's just the OCD completionist. Yeah, it's such is the way with shards, Dav. Yeah, see, I really miss the air sort of side of Battlefield. I'm never going to claim to have been very good at it, but I did love watching people who were. It's like another breed of human. Right, let's get these done. Alright, one more then. So yeah, going back to energy and why I'm so particular about trying to get rid of it, because you generate, I think it's 20 energy per hour. If I ever can't quite decide what to do, I usually just do a Phantom Shogun or a Sand Devil, just to burn either 20 or 40 energy, and then that way I can get on with other stuff. So I've pretty much bought myself an hour here. So let's go. Haven't made a lot of points so far. I really haven't made a lot of points so far, but that's fine. We've got a lot of stuff on the account that can make points. But for now, I'm just kind of excited about Carnage. And I still haven't decided if I'm actually going to pull him, which I get seems a little bit daft, but it's all going to depend on where we are on CVC, because it's personal reward. I would like to get, I mean, getting 400,000 points, that shouldn't be a problem. We shouldn't have to, it won't cost anything to get to that. It's just going to be gear forging, gear cleansing, and probably a shed load of tag team arena. I'm in silver 4 at the moment, and you get quite a lot of points per fight. I think it's about 850 points per fight. Before I went to bed last night, I think I took my defense. No, I didn't. Okay, that's a fail. I'm going to take the defense off and make me really easy. Let's just usually just chuck my cold hearts in there. Hopefully by the time we've done Amius, we can drop way down into the red, and then every time we fight, we'll just have 3 fights. That's 850 a pop. Won't take long. I guess let's do it. These stages shouldn't be difficult anyway. Yeah, I think I'm going to aim for the 400k too, Dav, even if we don't win. But it'd be nice if we did, because it always feels a bit like a kick when you've just burned so much resource. This is why I try not to spend money on CVC, because the amount of times I've dropped like 40, 50 on it, go to bed thinking, yeah, we've totally got this, and I wake up in the morning and they've sort of sniped a few 100,000 points off of us, and then I just think, why did I do it? But that's raid, isn't it? It's an evil game, but we love it nonetheless. I just get these guys down. Come on. I'm really impatient. See, I think, would that mean... No, it's only 5 points, so I've still got to get 5 more points. Yeah, 495 out of 500. That's rough. I'd quite like to do this without hitting Amius, simply because I kind of can't be bothered. What have we got? Can I do 4 awakened stages on the keys that I've got? So I've got 7 keys, so that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, stick to the plan. No, let's do Amius. Come on. We've got new champs for the rotation. What I was really hoping for today was to log into the Soul Merchant shop and see a soul for Marius, because it's so frustrating not having any kind of stars on him. I'll just put this on auto. I don't care what score we get. Yeah, Dav, I'm 99% sure. I looked at the I looked at the Amius rotation this month, and out of all of them, I'd say it's the easiest from a tactic perspective based on the champs you get given. It's just going to be finding how to build the champs ideally without pinching gear off other people. Cursed City stat requirements for Amius on hard are quite steep. I think it's somewhere in the realm of 475 accuracy you need, which is why I still stand by in-area bonuses. I mean, don't look at mine, I've hardly done any, it's embarrassing, but I think accuracy and resistance are just so much more powerful. Obviously, ignore defense is amazing, but having 80 accuracy means I only have to build someone for 400 accuracy, not 480, which can be quite hard when you then factor in how tanky and speedy they need to be. But more energy. I know I'm actually complaining about energy. That is the most first world problem I can do. But I just want to get this done quick. Just going to auto these. Don't care about how many turns it takes. Yeah. No, Amius is brutal, Dav. He's absolutely brutal. It's interestingly, it's not in any way, shape, or form a hard fight once you understand what you've got to do. In fact, you could, if you took 5 support champions, you could literally do the Amius survival rotation all night. You could do it all night into the next day and never really take any damage. But it's just sort of learning what to do and when, but luckily there's not much to do. You've just got to kind of tick about 3 boxes and just rotate it correctly. I'd actually argue it's easier than things like Hydra and Chimera, but it is a manual fight. If you just hit auto, you're gonna die, because you just need to be doing the right thing at the right time. 300 more energy. Probably the only person that's ever complained about having 300 energy. Where are we going to burn it? Let's do a couple of Sand Devils. It's all points for CVC. Yeah, I think the first one I actually copied someone in our clan I can't remember who it was, but he's usually the first person every month to get Amius down. And somehow he does it in not many turns. I think every time I've used the same team as him, I've done like 2-3 times the amount of turns. I know he uses Ninja, so maybe he's just thrown everything at Ninja. But the problem with bringing a DPS into Amius is if he gets hit, he's just dead. Like, the thing hits so unnecessarily hard. And on the team I copied, there was no damage mitigation, so I'm not entirely sure how he did it. And so, yeah, is it Infaroom that did it? He's really quiet in clan, but he puts up some really good scores sometimes. I think he also has a Hydra team where he uses Phoenix and I can't remember who, but I remember one week he put up like nearly 500 million points in I think hard mode Hydra, which is actually difficult. I think the higher the level of Hydra, the easier it is to get points. Yeah, I think he is really good. He doesn't say much in clan, but if you look at, you know, the tabs that show you the best teams for finishing dungeons, he's usually right at the top of them. I think I did ask him at one point how he built his Phoenix. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, him for him, you're like famous, man. Right. I don't want to do Ice Golem and Fire Knight because they take too long. I'm now just burning energy for the sake of burning energy, which is a bit naughty, but because there's no fusion, there's nothing to do. If I was going for fusion, I'd be putting down a lot of probably champion training and dungeon divers. Rubbish. It's a shame when you get a mythical bit of gear and it's rubbish. Exactly, Dav. He is silent, but very, very, very deadly. But we won't compare him to what we're now all thinking. But yeah, he's just going to gas him out, isn't he? Oh. At some point in today, I can probably explain every gear set to any person at any time, but I've been having real difficulty with Stone Skin recently. So I was kind of it was actually when I was cleansing gear on your account, Dav. I was going through and I thought, right, there's an obvious rule for most gear sets. But when it comes to Stone Skin, I found deciding what to keep to be quite tricky. I mean, there's a few different types of ways you can use it. You've obviously got the kind of, what's he called? Ultimate Death Knight. Just put someone in the team to be an absolute nuisance kind of build. So high resist, double Stone Skin. But the more I've been delving into live arena, so many people are putting Stone Skin plus Savage or Stone Skin plus Lethal on just about everyone. You know, Lethal on the Nukas with Stone Skin, and it's kind of got me thinking, is that just a pretty much given way to kind of not beat the speed race, because you won't against people in live arena, but it might be able to mitigate and make going second slightly viable? So in today's, cool, we're under energy caps. In today's, I will look at what we've got sitting in Stone Skin, which is quite a bit, and really go through it and go, right, what build would this be for? What's that for? Because out of the last 10 champions I've built, I haven't even touched anything that's in there. But we'll see. We'll get more anyway with Hydra. Arena's dropped down. And because we're doing Amius, I want those 2% bonuses. And we're just picking the easy arena battles. I must say, now that the new forging update has been put in, it's actually made doing arena again quite viable. I mean, I've still got to do it because I'm grinding crests to finish the Great Hall. But now that you can just forge, well, quick forge countless amounts of perception gear in one click, as you'll see, you can get a lot of gear really fast. Right, get that down. Let's go back to Curse City. Yeah, the problem when you start mixing sets is exactly that. It's like, where do you put the stats? And I will, in fact, I might have put it in an email but not wrote it to you yet. I've managed to get a link from the Hell Hades optimizer that's kind of like a snapshot of my account, and it will show you some of the ways that I've built things. But yesterday I built this guy, this one, Harima, and this is 4-piece lethal, 4-piece stone skin, and the stat requirements were pretty steep actually. It's not easy, you know, 6 and a bit K defense, not a great deal of HP, 300% crit rate, but trying to get this 300 accuracy on it, that's where it became hard. I mean, nukas nowadays for arena, you 250 speed minimum, but then you also need 7k attack and 300 and probably 50% crit damage. The stats are high now, really, really almost unfairly high. But on your one I really want to build on your account, Dav, is I know you've got Hegemon, and I think he's more of a psychological threat than he is an actual threat. Because if I'm ever playing live arena, let's say someone puts in someone that's an obvious ban. If they go with Armands, you think, right, I'm going to ban Armands, and then they go in with Hegemon as well, and you're thinking, oh, what do I do? Do I take the hit at the beginning and risk blocking the skills, or do I risk trying to beat Armands in a speed run, which is all good until they ban your speed lead? So I'm starting to think that chucking 2 really annoying champions in the mix kind of puts the enemy a bit on the back foot. It's a bit of a slow one, this one. Try not to get nuked by that guy, whatever he's called. Yeah, I've been absolutely wrecked by Hegemons. And again, if you're going with him, you obviously don't need to worry about speed, so you can put all of that points that you would have put in speed in accuracy, and then that way, if your initial nuke doesn't blast them, then you've locked them all out anyway, so hopefully your next champs can. He's I'm surprised you don't see him more, but then I don't have him, so I've never actually used him, so maybe he's not quite as good, but I shouldn't have done that. Good. Frozen. I'm really impatient now because I really just want to get to the Amius fight. Well, I don't, but I know I kind of have to. Blitz the waves. Come on. It's actually really frustrating playing raid when you're trying to get somewhere and there's all these little stages in the way. But we can't moan at Curse City. It's a lot of free rewards. Yeah, I agree. When it comes to those that type of champion, you really can just ignore the speed. Although I think we've probably all had this where we come across someone in live arena that, you know, they use Hegemon, they go first, somehow they lock you out and you think, oh god. But if you survive and then all of a sudden their next hit just destroys you just as hard, so they've somehow built speed into it as well. Come on. Right, on to the next. It's a shame I can't put, I don't think I've got it on. No, none of my open tabs. No, I will show you this spreadsheet at one point, Dav, because it's quite funny to see what you can actually accumulate in a week. Which type of dragon is it? Tainted, and which one's Asgra? Oh, it's the one where you need a cleanser. Do I have one? I don't know, because don't use anyone else. Let's just try and nuke it down. See what happens. Yeah, they are 100% worth the hassle. As much as I will sit here and moan about Curse City, it's probably better than Doom Tower in terms of what you get. I guess the only thing you don't get from Curse City is shards, but you do kind of get everything else. Can anyone get dropped? No. I forget this on hard. Come on. So Sun Wukong. I think I absolutely have to say he is my favourite champ in the whole game. I've got him in 9-piece Merciless now. The accessories are rubbish, but having him in 9-piece is pretty cool. He hits so hard. Right, that one's down. And that one's down. What have we got? Quick rule of thumb. Supersonic gear, if it doesn't have speed on it, delete it. That's... I could do with a Merciless accuracy chest, but not that one. No speed for subsonic, supersonic. No speed. It always sucks to get rid of a mythical, but if it hasn't got speed, I'm never going to use it. That's a good bit of gear for Merciless. It's a shame it's 5-star. Crit rate, crit damage, speed, HP. Thank you. Gloves with rubbish. It's a shame. Right. Who have we got? Right. Padma. One of my absolute favourites. It can steal buffs, and I think on the A1, it has a 100% chance of landing a decrease attack. That's what we need. And she's really interesting because her damage is based on defense and attack. So if you've got questionable gear, she's usually quite a good place to dump some of it. As we can see, she's not fully geared here. So what we're going to need, we're going to need 480 accuracy. Let's see, what have we got? We got 414, but she's missing a chest, so we need an accuracy chest and some speed on the boots. How's her HP and defense looking? She will be all right. Chest. I wonder what I put her gear on. When I do this, here's a good tip for Curse City, because I've got to put 2 bits of gear on this. What I will do is I'll say, right, I need an accuracy chest, and that will hit, that will get me capped. What I normally do is I click hide the set filters at the bottom, and then that's all of my accuracy chests in one place. I'm not going to dip into ones that I've got equipped, because I can't be bothered to rebuild, and plus it costs silver. And then I look here and I think, what else do I want? Speed. Now we're going to get 45 speed from boots, maybe plus 12 if we find an ascended pair. But let's go with priority stats, speed. What are we? 101 plus over 190. 235. So yeah, we are going to need speed on the chest. What have we got? Anything not great, hopefully. That's a good bit of gear, but do we... No, we're going to need that. Let's go with that. I don't really use Swift Parry for anything. So put that on. She's now got enough accuracy to do Amius, and we just need a pair of boots. she's pretty much crit capped. Does her skill involve crit? If this attack is critical, so she's currently, I'm going to have to overcap her. She's at 97%, so on the boots, we need, obviously, speed. But substats, we do need a crit rate. And I don't really need a good pair of boots, just any old pair of boots. Is there anything from Stone Skin? Yeah, let's go with that. They're not a very good pair of boots. Right. Piedma is fine. The other one was Minaya. She's built. She's in regen. She's got 485 accuracy. This is the thing. The stat requirements are quite steep. Minaya's quite squishy. Elva needs a banner. I'm just throwing anything on them because I just kind of want to get this done. Does she need resistance? No, defense would be better. Let's go with that. Who else we're taking in is this guy, Tatura. He's built 460 accuracy. That should be all right. Who's in the lead? We got speed lead. So we just got to check Duchess. Make sure, I'm sure she's built. Yeah, she's in 6-piece protection. Okay. I'm going to do, what have we got? We haven't, this is the thing, with this team, there is no damage. So we are kind of relying a little bit on RNG with the Brimstone. I actually would rather make the fight like this and take longer than bring in a DPS and have to keep them alive all the time. This isn't my favorite rotation for this. Ideally, I'd quite sack off Elva and have someone in that gives me a reliable shield would be nicest. Buffs. Which one's shield? They all look the same. I see. Got yeah. So this guy, he's really good, but stats wise, he's tricky. Is it Dudan? Dudan? Where are you? Right, he doesn't need accuracy for this build. But I'm sure he puts out a shield. Yeah, let's take him in, and he's also got the chance of removing. We'll see. I kind of like running as many. No, scratch that. We need a cleanser. We do need a cleanser, so let's bring Elva back in and find out where I am. There you go. The other option is this. Obviously, but I think, is it Elva who on her turn she puts... Yeah, she puts a continuous heal out on a certain ally, which obviously can be flipped, but doesn't matter. Let's go. I'm wasting time now. Oh, well done, Dev. Gear missions are brutal. It's well worth saving Shogun and what's it? Sand Devil. So, Amius. Right. In his main form, he's got 2 skills. This is probably the most annoying one because he screws with you and heals himself by 20% and probably more. And it's pretty demoralizing if you don't catch it, but that's why Minaya's in here, but she's got heal reduction. This one is the one where he flips every buff. So if you've got increase attack, he'll turn it to decrease. If he's got decrease, he'll turn it to increase, etc., etc. That's all you got to watch out for in phase 2. So, in phase 1. So, first rule. For the first hit, it doesn't matter so much, but we want him to take his A3, A1, A2. Yeah, we'd like him to start with his A3, ideally, and the way you can kind of provoke him into doing it. So we're just A1, A1, A1. And then Piedma, whenever she goes. Once we put a debuff on him, in particular, that one, he'll flip it. There you go. Now, if he didn't have debuffs on him, let's just run it where he doesn't. And I'll show you what I mean. So if we didn't put decrease attack on him, he'd go straight in with the heal. I think. Let's just do it for a test. Let's just use that because it's not going to put it up. So what's he going to do now? Yeah, see, he's going to heal. So you can prevent him from healing if you put the correct debuffs on him. Decrease attack, decrease defense. They're the ones that he really likes to do. So now he's opened with that. Now I'm going to cancel this run because that's not what I want him to do. Let's try again. I would weirdly argue in this team, Duchess is probably the least relevant, even though she's bonkers in terms of build. Right, so let's force him to do the A3. And then we can prepare for the A2. So right, here we go. We've now got decrease attack. He's flipped it, but he hasn't healed himself, but now he's going to heal. So what happened there is he stuns. And this is where I think a lot of people get disheartened with Amius. Doesn't matter if he heals himself right at the beginning of the fight. We can ignore this. What we've got to focus on now is just getting our health back up. We've got this passive counting down here. As soon as that hits 0, he'll flip into phase 2. There's nothing to do. So let's just A1 and hope that we can survive. This Manaya is going to be a pain. I'm going to heal everyone up, even though what will then happen is my block debuffs will turn into block buffs when he flips. But that's why we have Elva, because she can cleanse. So let's do that now. Just heal everyone. The key to this fight is surviving. You're better off bringing 5 really stacked kind of defense-y survival champions than you are DPS. So let's just do that. And then, where is she? This one, Padma. She's going to get rid of increase attack because that will just kick us. There we go. And back to A1ing. Yeah, the Duchess is crazy, Dav. If I haven't sent, hold on, let me just go to. Sorry for interrupting the regular schedule. Where did I find the share link? Yeah, while I'm doing Amius, Dav, I'll see if I can flick that over to you in an email, unless that's the screen you're on already, but it will show you all of the champion builds. Right, so this counter here is at 1. We could, if you really wanted to, at this point, put up a shield on yourself or something, but I think as long as you can get decrease attack on him, which we're going to get now, he's not going to hit you very hard. Phase 1, control the heal, which we'll do as we rotate back. And then now just survive till phase 2. Here we go. This is the one where he can just one-shot anyone and then starts a chain of one-shotting everyone else. Right, so you can see buffs got flipped. However, Elva is going first here. I haven't speed-tuned it that way. It's just luck of the draw. So what we're going to do, block debuffs is super, super, super important in this fight if you use it at the right time. Like with phase 1, he's got 2 main abilities, and then he's got this passive, this one here, which will count down. And again, once that hits 1, he's going to flip back into the other phase. When he flips back, you need block buffs on yourself. Otherwise, he'll put you all to sleep, use both his A1, A2, heal himself back up, and then you're right back to the beginning. It's a lot to explain, but you'll see as we go. So let's cleanse. I would maintain decrease attack where you can, because he hurts. And as you can see, both of these skills are on cooldown. So the next hit he does is really, really going to hurt. So I'm going to put Perfect Veil and Shield on everyone. And that might, in theory, channel the big hit towards him. Now, he's a defense-based champion, and I've built him really tanky. Plus, he's 5-star, so he's taking less damage. Let's do it. Hopefully, he'll take the hit. We've also got Duchess for Veil if we want to send some of that damage her way. Make sure we got Decrease Attack on him, which we have. He should hit us after Manaya takes her turn. Here you go. Yeah, see, that's a huge hit, but it does, nearly swore there, it does nothing because he is tanky. Now, I want to make sure that who's going to do it. When we get round to Manaya, we're going to put block debuffs up on everyone so that when he flips into his next form, we're nice and ready. Although I'm running a little fast at the moment. I like to bring in basically 3 block debuffs, because if I use this skill early, I've still got Elva and the lion dude, who I'm terrible with names, and we've got Duchess who can do block buffs, so we're safe. So heal, block buffs, here we go. He's switched forms, and normally at this point he'd put you all to sleep, use his A3, and then smack with his A2, and then heal himself, which is just an absolute mega nightmare. So we are just gonna A1. What we really need to do is Manaya needs to go before he does, or he's going to heal himself. But we're protected, it's just back to A1. So you're bringing in all these champions that can do all these amazing things, and you're just using their A1. So, Padma, as you can see up here, he's got increased attack, and that will really hurt. We want... He can't flip buffs, so we don't need to put decrease attack on him. We can just get rid of those 2 that he's already got. There you go. Now, he's about to use Lunar Storm next, and obviously he will heal himself. So Manaya, A2, heal reduction, he'll take a turn. Boom. In a nutshell, that is the Amius fight. He's got 2 skills in his main form, where everything up here is like green and yellow, and then he's got his red form, where all you've got to do is survive the single hit. Obviously, if he dies in his alternate form, he resets back to half health, and this is why this fight can take hours. But I'm just going to copy it again. So both skills on cooldown, passive here at 2. So let's just survive and try and keep decrease attack on him. Try not to put any other buffs up on ourselves, because any buff that we've got on us now, when this hits 0, he's going to flip. And that's super annoying. Right. And what we're actually relying on here is Brimstone to do the damage. And for that reason, and you know, because we're live streaming, he's going to die in the wrong form and reset probably 4 times in a row. But hey ho. Right. He is just about to flip forms. Here we go. He's going to put everyone to sleep and smack us. That's okay. He'll smack us again. That is okay. We've got no block buffs up, so all we've got to do is ideally cleanse with Elva, which will also put block debuffs on. So Duchess does nothing for now. When we get to... Oh, I wish I could remember this guy's name. I'm having a blank. This one, Tatura. We will use his shield to take the next hit, which is coming, which will probably go back to Tatura because he will veil everyone. Or we could channel it to Duchess, but let's not get too complicated. So Tatura should go now. Let's do the veil. Let's cleanse everyone with Elva. And just keep up decrease attack. And the only thing I'm watching out for is that when we move into the next phase, everyone's still got block debuffs. Manaya especially needs to have block debuffs. So for overcompensation's sake, I'm going to put it back up. Everyone's veiled, which is not so good because it means he'll just randomly target, but Adma survived. We've still got a backup block debuffs. But everyone's quite mitigated at the moment. Obviously, we don't want Padma taking another hit. She's a pretty easy target for the boss at the moment. This should put a shield on her at least. Yeah. Yep, heal and block debuffs. It's overkill, but it's survival. So I think when he gets to the end of this turn, he's going to switch forms, but he can't put us to sleep. Yep, because we're blocked. Boom. Same again. Let's steal his buffs, because all he's got left is his heal. So we steal. Minaya's going to block him from healing. There you go. And this is why you need 400, well, ideally like 450 to 500 accuracy, because if you don't land a decrease heal, it's long. Back to it. Whilst this passive counts down, just survive. I know I've bigged this fight up in the past, saying Amius is one of my favourite fights. In some ways it is, because it is challenging and you've got to stay on the ball, but there's not a lot of mechanic to it and it is very, very, very repetitive. But once you get the rotation down, it's very satisfying. But it feels like a waste. You've got some of your best built champions in here that would destroy everyone in arena, but they're just sat here just doing their A1, just playing it cool. Got smite out. Hopefully that... No, it doesn't do anything because he used a basic skill. It's another problem with smite. On normal, you can bring in a DPS and just wax him down at the same time, but we're playing it safe. We want to make sure that he's got decrease attack every time we can and pinch it off him if he's already got it. Right, flip, put us all to sleep, smack us, but it doesn't matter, we can survive. Let's just... So Tatura's got the heal reduction, so what we'll do is we'll cleanse with Elva rather than use Manaya's. And as soon as he's taken his... Whoever takes the next big hit, once that's happened, we'll shield everyone up and get them block debuffed, sorry, for the next rotation. Also, just a head note, it's always worth keeping decrease attack on the boss, because sometimes if he flips into his alternate form and he hasn't got decrease attack on him, the first thing he'll do is heal himself before you've had a chance to stop him, which is a little bit frustrating. Now let's put the perfect veil on shield on everyone else, and now Tatura should, in theory, he should take the big hit, which will be coming up after these two guys are taking a turn. So Manaya will go, and then in theory Tatura will get a slap, but he will survive. No. Okay, so the boss is ignoring Veil, which probably means that Padma... She's probably got the highest defense on the team. I think he targets the person with the highest defense, or is it the highest H? It's the highest something. So that's just a mistake in how I've built her. Anyway, we just want to maintain block debuffs. I think do it with Duchess. Everyone's veiled. A1, A1. We just want the boss to take his turn and drop into the next phase, which I think is now. Yeah. So we're blocked. He's fine. Looking at where the health bar is and thinking about the smite, he's probably going to die in the wrong phase. Anyway, As you can see, his A2 is available. We do not want him to heal because he would heal 30% of his HP. That can't be bothered. So as soon as we get round to Padma, we're going to steal that buff. If it... Oh, it's close. Yeah, I think Padma could do with it being a few speed faster. Manaya, heal reduction. There you go. Padma, steal the increased attack. Now, boss can take a turn, and nothing bad will happen to us. There you go, no heal for him. So, back to it. It's miserable, but... yeah, Dav, it's... What I would honestly recommend for everyone, stick 5 support champions that ideally have healing, whoever you can get in a rotation. Go and do Amius with zero intention of actually beating him, but surviving him is really critical. I think I did it for about an hour and a half, and I learned all about him in doing that. I wasn't intending on getting him down, and I didn't get him down, but I did learn when and where to use what. So he's just about to change forms. So if we've got enough time to get a sneaky little decrease attack on him, that's good. Also, at this point, if you've got a shield champion, you could argue now would be a good time to put a shield on, but we know we can take the hits without it. So he's going to flip our buffs, so 3 people are going to get heal reduction. These 3 here, not Elva, but she resisted. He's going to smack, so the first thing I want to do is cleanse with Elva. There you go, now everyone can get healing again. Next hit is going to be a big hit, and I'm thinking that it is going to go at Padma, so let's put a shield and a veil on her. It's not going to happen just yet, but what we really want is for this guy here, Tatura, to not land a smite. If he can land a smite as soon as the boss flips, we might be able to do this in one shot. I really hope so, because I don't want to do it again. But we've got to do it again because we want carnage. Right. Yeah, everyone's still got block debuffs. Keep calling it block debuffs. Let's do this as well because I've lost track of when he's going to flip. So let's just put the safety net out. I think he's got to do his really hard individual hit first, which is probably going to Padma. Yeah, I want to maintain block debuffs more than I want anything else. So here we go. He should hit. Oh, he hit Tatura that time. So you can. I can't. I don't know. Everyone has 2 turns of block debuff, so we can just A1. Maintain the decrease attack. Oh, I think he's going to put smite on, isn't he? No, good. Okay. We also need to make sure we've got block debuffs. There we go. You know, I think we might, if Tatura lands a smite now, we might just do this. But if I'm blocking him from using that skill, he might be forced to use... No, he will use... No, ignore me. He will use the skill. Right. We just want Manaya to hit our A2. That's the most important thing. Oh, resist on Padma. That's annoying. Go on, hit a smite. Yes. Alright, we might have just won it. Go on, take a turn and kill yourself. Yeah, okay, we're good. That is... I'm not going to count my blessings. Count the chickens, count the... you know. Go on, someone just kill him. Hey, there you go, Amius down. I'm so glad that happened first fight. There you go, it's a pain, but it's not hard, it's just long and you've got to pay attention. Rewards Lots of 5s. I wish this was guaranteed 6s. Here's where we delete all the really good gear. Nope. Speed roll in mythical, we keep that even at 5-star. HP gloves with rubbish stats. I'll roll them up for... Oh, we can do it from here now. Is there anything I would want that... Like a quad resistance? Or maybe something into crit rate, but they're not very good. Double resistance, obviously, for the stream. No, they're a sell. HP percentage gloves are great, but I'd be looking at things like who's going to want HP gloves, something you need to survive and probably do stuff. So they're going to need speed, resistance, defense percent. Unfortunately, not those. Well, that's the one we are keeping. Crit damage, supersonic gloves. I'm never going to use them. There is speed on here, but it's only a 4. Keep it for now. Crit rate and attack on a merciless, it's all right. Yep, need speed, but hey ho. Pretty much keeping all accessories. Dark Elves amulet. Hopefully we can rework that to crit damage. And crit damage spawn in supersonic. No good, but we keep it. There we go. We also got 100 cursed remnants. And we now have Carnage, who I'm not going to collect, which is really miserable, but I'm not going to collect him until I see how we're doing. I don't need Carnage. I'd like to have him, but I don't need him. He's really good. But, you know, I can't remember how many points it is for pulling a mythical in CVC. It might be like 50k or... It's not, it's probably 20, but either way, it's a lot of points. Might need him for a rainy day. I've also been saving up these. I've got Chromax bells to pull. Yeah, we've got backup in case we need for another summon rush for a fusion. Anyway, let's just YOLO the remnant summon because it's CVC. Hope for a mythical, probably get an epic. Yep. Not even a void. Typical. Oh well. Yeah, I think you're right, but hold on. I think if you've never pulled the champ before, you get more points. Let's look under... Is it champion objectives? Yeah, get champions mythical. So it's only 20. However, yeah, here, get champions for the first time, a new mythical champion. So it'd be 40,000. So it'd be 40k points. Ascend him to 6 would be 5,000, so 45,000 points. I could fully book him. I think that's 10 books, so 40,000, so 85,000 points. It's a lot of points, but let's see if we need him. Yeah, raid is kind of becoming life, isn't it? Right, so we've done that. That was kind of all I really had planned today, but now we'll just keep going. So where are we on this? I've still done nothing. Cool. Right, I'm waiting for the tag team arena to burn down into the... I'm surprised no one's attacking it, CVC. Okay, someone did. Because that's, I think, yeah, the best part of 800 or 1,000 points per game. Arena's only 80, which is a shame, but then it is easy. I think the more if you watch me play, you'll realise I don't like to be capped on anything, because the whole time you're capped, you're not earning. So energy here. Oh, that red dot's going to bug me, and you know I'm going to accidentally pull Carnage. What else can we do now? Faction Wars, there's a lot of points there. But we're going to burn some energy first. I've been trying a new team in Phantom Shogun because I used to use Ninja, and I could do it in 44 seconds, but now it takes like nearly 2 minutes because I was sick of having Ninja locked at a certain speed just for one bit of content. And ironically, now that I've got Ninja out of this team, I haven't actually built him for anything else. Probably because Marius just arrived. But Dav, if you're watching, I'm going to build you a Shogun team, but there's actually a rare that you didn't have that you need to look out for, and it's this guy here, Nalhorn. He's the weird sort of derpy goat with the red eyes. If you get him, he doesn't need... I don't think he needs books, but they're only rares, so it doesn't matter. And I don't think he needs masteries. He just needs to... In this team, he's got the highest crit damage, which I know is weird because he's not doing anything, but this boss targets whoever has the highest crit damage. And because he puts a... I don't know, it's a taunt on himself and an unkillable or something, the boss can never actually kill him, so your team can just hit him. But yeah, I know you can probably farm this with 5 rares in about 1:10, but you've got the Cold Hearts. If you just get the Nalhorn, I know you've got this Painkeeper, and then we'll find you a 5th guy to go in place of Emic. But yeah, this used to be 45 seconds, and now it's kind of doubled just because I put a Cold Heart in. But that's good. 800 points a pop for that is good. You can never have too much of this. Yeah. Tag team, live arena tokens don't refill. Who's in the Faction Wars? Knights Revs is quick. It's like my favourite Faction Wars team that's got, you know, some of them only, like my Barbarians only has Thor because he can solo it in about 5 seconds. I should do the boss for points. I don't know if this team can do the boss. Let's find out. But it's a super quick team because I think every champ hits AoE. But that bloody unkillable is so annoying. Need a block buff team. There you go. Don't buff up when you've got those guys. But yeah, when everyone's doing AoE, it makes Faction Wars really easy. There we go. I think we can do the boss, why not? Might just die. Is this the mirror boss where he flips your health down or heals himself? Yeah, he heals himself right at the... always. So as soon as his turn meter reaches the top, if we don't kill him beforehand, he'll heal himself back to top. Oh, someone kill him. No, there you go. Typical. That's alright, he'll go down now. Ooh. There, that's it, he's down. Just wanted to have a look in quests. Are there... Yeah, defeat Faction Wars boss. Done that. We're not going to collect the energy. We haven't done Demon Lord yet. And we'll go into some forging afterwards. Cool. Right, let's just do the Demon Lord because we forgot about him. Both teams. Dav, if you're still watching, we'll do some, I think this week we'll do the Hydra teams. I think we've done 2 of them. We just need to build a team for normal. Yeah, do keep an eye out for him. I did the same. I used him for food for so long, and then I saw a video saying he's like, the kind of unmissable champ for that dungeon. So if you see him, grab him. You can't farm him from campaign, I checked, so he is going to be a shard pool champion. Also, good shout on your Chimera this week. I think on one of them you did more you did 10 trials on that. I think I didn't. I think I did 9. That's really, really proper solid score, that. And what I want to do for your Hydra is to make sure that every week you're hitting 1.2 billion, which is not that hard. It took me a little while to work it out, but then obviously every week you're going to get these 4 chests, and obviously more chance at getting some of these. Yeah, your Chimeric score was really good, man. Really, really good. When you factor in the challenges that you've got to do to get the things done, the team comp you've gone with, is pretty win-win. The only thing it doesn't have is like passive healing. But this is why I use Necmo. I get why you've used Padre, because I think he does put up a continuous heal actually. But I use Necmo because it puts the leech out, and then I think every character except for Duchess, or in my case Sify, I think they're all crit capped, so every time they hit they kind of heal themselves back up anyway. But yeah, that was a really good team. I might try it for my brutal team this week. I think I'd get more challenges done. Oh, don't worry about the Hydra key. I think it was just the normal anyway. Yeah, it was just the normal, which is not a lot of points anyway, but we'll try and find a team that at least sort of chucks out maybe like 200 mil. And then, that'll get us closer to the 1.2. Yeah, I think I rebuilt your Necmo. And just if you are watching the screen, if you go into your champion filter and scroll down and look at champion tags, I think I set them, anyone that I've built, I think I put either under favorite or arena build 1. I can't remember which way I did it, but if you click through your champion tags, it would show you all the champs that I've built for you. And for each one of those, because I know you like to change the gear, I might not have done this for all of them, but 9 out of 10 that I've built, I've done a preset for them, which is bad form on my part because I haven't done one for me. That's my Mikage Relentless. Oh. And save the champion preset. So I've done that in case you accidentally unbuild. I've kind of done that for you. Only like the main ones, just especially like Clan Boss and stuff like that. If it ever doesn't work for you and you haven't like upgraded a Great Hall or put stars or empowerment on anyone and you've just accidentally moved a bit of gear, check under their preset because they might actually have one. Let's take this. Oh, what we haven't done yet is look at clan quests. Usually should be the first to jump in there. I'm going to take the Hydra ones if they're available. Let's see what you've taken here. Oh yeah, perfect. Demon Lord 1, definitely do it. Yeah. What else am I going to grab? Defeat 5 trials when completing the Chimera on Nightmare. I can give it a go. I did Nightmare this week, and it sucked. But we'll give it a go. Clan shop. We've got energy again in the clan shop. I'm going to save it till later. I think when I mentioned on one of the videos I did for your takeover, Dav, or it might have been in the email that I sent you, hoarding clan gold is super cool. Because, I mean, this isn't a great example of what can pop up, but when things like legendary books and I think void shards, when they pop up, you can just get them. I don't really buy anything else in the clan shop. I buy the energy, and I usually buy something that might be in slot 9 or 10. But this soon goes back up. Yeah, no worries, mate. I've only just started, actually. It was your account that got me starting to use the preset builds. I'd been putting them off for absolutely ages, and they're really good. Oh, he's out the thing now. Anyone else? Let's just take you up to 30. Yeah, man, I saw that. It was really fast on the clan quests. It's good stuff. I'll tell you, I've noticed something that I'm really glad about in our clan. If you look at the more sort of hardcore clans, they have a lot of rules around how they handle clan quests, and they have. I mean, you could argue it's a really good idea, especially if you've got 30 really active players. They say, right, on Tuesday, when everyone logs in, every person can take one clan quest from the elite group. And then on, say, Wednesday, if there's any left, you can take another elite. If not, everyone does an expert, and then everyone does a basic. So we are kind of lucky in the clan we're in that we don't have that restriction. So we can just take 3 of the elite ones, which obviously means our clan gold goes up really fast. But yeah, so we've got lots of backup energy if we need it. This surprises me that there's still a Sand Devil turn attack, because last week we had the gear enhancement, whatever, blessing new tournament. I thought they might get rid of Sand Devil turn attack. Oh well. Let's get into the forge. I think I've set up the filters on your account to do this, Dav. But maybe hold tight, because I think I made like 190 million silver the other day when I did this, and obviously burned out all my resources. But what was that quest? Was it craft an epic or higher artifact at the forge? It's fine. Yeah, I do the same. Sometimes I drop down just to do it. I might forge up some perception so I can forge 150. Okay, so I didn't completely destroy myself. I'm going to put accuracy as my thing on here. Quick craft. Now I've got filters set so that I just keep 5 and 6 gear. With this craft, we're only getting 5 to 6 gear anyway. So what have we got? 185, 130. So let's craft 38. Let's see what we get. Cool. That should have that quest done. And now we'll snag the energy and do... Oh, we'll do another spider. I don't really like doing dungeon divers for clan v clan because I find it just tanks your energy. But when there's enough of a reason to do it, it's alright. One thing I will have to do is a big gear cleanse. Is doing the one on your account got me inspired to do mine again. But yeah, spider's not bad, 800 points a pop. Because I don't really do live arena. I don't know how many points live arena gets you. I would imagine it's depending on your tier. And because you're in gold, you probably get quite a few points for that. Yeah, they do. They share it around to kind of keep it fair for everyone. Luckily, we're not kind of restricted by that. Sure, if you joined a hardcore clan or guild, they would be really, really precious about stuff like that. With the fusion, I might go for one copy of the epic. This guy, I think he looks really cool. Yuzan. I don't know if he's actually that good, but he looks cool, and I like collecting. Yeah, this is the thing, you've got tons of room on your account now, which means you can just sort of snap your way through getting lots of silver, which is cool. Oh yeah, this is interesting. See, the Wand of Submission, everyone's surely going to vote for that. That is just the ultimate PvP relic. I mean, vote for one. I'd quite like all four. But I'm going to vote for Wand of Submission because that's what I want. I think this is a bit like the Wixwell, where you get to vote on what's happening, and then on that day, hopefully, I'm sure everyone's going to vote Wand of Submission. Then everyone's going to have one, which is going to make Arena weird. We've got more energy. More energy. This is the thing what I was saying earlier. I find actually I've always got more energy than I can actually do anything with. It's different if you're trying to, farm and you want to get Spider all the way to the end, because that's probably going to cost you 2,500 energy. But because I don't really do a tournament unless the rewards are really good, like I will probably save that 1,000 energy in the clan shop and I will burn it on Sand Devil tomorrow. But I find I've normally got more energy than I can actually do anything with. The red dot, which makes me want Carnage. So tempting. Now, are there any other quick bosses? So far in Curse City, I have never ever got past a stage after this. So I've never been able to do S10, 16 or S13. This month I am going to try, because I really want the remnant fragments, and I want to see if I can actually do 101 stages. I doubt it, but I want the gear. Every month I'm pretty much missing out on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bosses that could be giving me merciless gear. So let's blitz through this. We'll probably get to see why Thor's so good. I wonder if he can solo it. This Thor is an absolute monster, especially in Merciless, and when he's refreshing his skill cooldowns. Let's see. Can he one-shot? Almost. Just not red affinity. See, he's an animal. Oh, not a good jump set. Is Lugan even built? Kind of. So he needs a perception weapon. Once again, just if I need to just quickly build someone, I'm going to try and take maybe like one of these epics. What does he need? He could do with a bit of accuracy, which he'll get from the perception. He could always do with more speed. He's getting that from the perception. Let's just use a 5-star. Let's not use any good gear on him. Take it to 12, get the points, hopefully get speed. He's over crit capped, but I don't care. It's just to get a stage down. This is a good way of offloading like rubbish gear. And then what I'll do is I'll leave him in my, main selection of champions over here. And then when it comes to the end of Curse City, I will look at who's built that wasn't before, and I'll just chuck them back in the vault. I think my Painkeepers are both built. Yep, stun and poison. Deliana's built, Harass is built. Yeah, I really wish I'd got Odin. I can't remember how you were getting him. I don't know if he was he one of those flip the cards and you get him champions, or was he just luck of the shard pool? I can't really remember. But yeah, no, he just ruins your day in arena. Not always. Sometimes you can just stun him out and kill him, but he has single-handedly wiped the entirety of my team before. And then just when you think you can kill him, he puts up frickin' block damage or unkillable on himself? Yeah, he is a monster. Let's try and get rid of the Man-Eater. Yeah, I think it was an event. I think you essentially could have bought your way to him. My biggest regret was what's that evil little duo called? Is it White King Narcisse? He was on a void guaranteed event, and I think he was 100 void shards or 110, and I've never got anything close to that. But I remember seeing some deals pop up in the shop, and they were doing packs of 30 voids for I think 60 quid. So that was the cheapest I've seen voids at £2 a shard. And I sat on it and I was like, do I want him? Don't I want him? I know he's going to be good. I also had a 5-star soul for him. And then when I decided, yeah, you know what, I'm actually going to spend the money, I went on and all the shard deals had finished. And if I'd have spent probably triple, I would have still been 10 shards short. So I just made my mind up a little bit too late on that one. And he's been kicking my ass in arena ever since. Ah, block damage. If we reset, hopefully when Lugan comes around, he can strip that. Yeah, same. I mean, I can't even... I can't justify... Like, I had them... Oh, I resisted. It's typical. I had the money at the time. Not that that's any reason to spend the money, but it's probably one of the only sort of FOMO regrets I have from Raid in the last couple of years. However, he can be pulled from Void Shards, if I'm not mistaken. Even though he was part of an event, he can still be pulled in the same way that Thor can. Unlike the Monster Hunter collab they did, where I think you cannot get those champs now. Block buffs. $15 more of those. I don't know how many we've got now. Is that enough to do another remnant? No, never mind. I still think so. When it comes to spending in this game, I'm never going to sit and say I don't, because I think we probably all do. But, you know, number one bang for buck is the daily gem pack. I don't know how I feel about the daily energy pack. I'd probably have to sit there with a calculator and work it out. But in the way that they sort of feed the energy to you, you know, I kind of need it on certain days, not when they decide to give it to me. I think I bought it once, and sometimes the more energy you've got, the more you just naturally use and more content you do, so you need more supplies anyway. But yeah, like 60 quid for a bunch. Yeah, I'm getting to a point where I'm way less likely to spend in this game anymore. I sort of see it as if I lost access to the game tomorrow, I'd rather have only spent what I currently have than spend more. And I did sit down at one point in my Plarium Play tag where you can, I won't pull it up because it's got my account details on it, but you can see all your billing. And over the course of the 5 years that I've played, that number was pretty harrowing. It wasn't bad. You know, it was under 2,000, but the problem was it was over 1,000. Yeah, I think the gem one is bang for buck. It's the best investment in Raid. The problem with buying something like shards is there's no guarantee, obviously, because it's Raid. You could buy 1,000 sacred shards because you're like, I'm gonna get Thor today, and you could pull 50 legendaries but still not get Thor. Whereas with the daily gem pack, you know, you spend whatever it costs, $14.99 Australian. In fact, I think it's $9.99 UK pounds for me. You know that you're getting all of these rewards. It's only gems, but you know that for your money, you're getting them. There's no gambling risk. It's another reason I like the Forge Pass. You know that if you spend $20 or whatever it is, you're getting all of these. You haven't got a chance to get them. You're getting them. Obviously, there is an RNG element with what gear sets you get, or what, you know, whether each bit of the set is good. But I prefer spending my money on guarantees. No, don't look at the billing. It will upset you. It upset me. I did one of those things where I was so angry I just laughed. But also when I think about it over 5 years, so, you know, as a ballpark, it was like around like 1,600 quid that I've spent on the game. When I think of it over 5 years, that's 300 a year. It's not that bad. But listen to me justifying myself here. This is at the end of the day, it's a gambling game, isn't it? And I'm not a gambler in any aspect of my life. I play it way too safe with pretty much everything. So I try not to let this game, that beautiful glowing golden light of inevitable disappointment. Anyway, rant, preaching. We still haven't done any points, but that's fine. We haven't done anything to get points yet. It's too early to tell what the next group's going to do. They've got... Do you know, I never know what these numbers are. Like 46, does that mean we've won 46 clan tournaments and they've only won 36? Yes, it does. So if we look at who we're up against, they've only won 36. We've won 46, and we're not a hardcore clan, but then there's people like you, me, and these guys in the top. We can sometimes put out crazy numbers. We'll see. I do really want Carnage, but it's a want, it's not a need. Yeah. I think I went for a little stage. Yeah, and I probably could have bought a car. And yeah, I think we might beat them. I wouldn't push too far out just yet. Even though I want to. Anyway, just a little quick gear thing. I'm gonna what I mentioned at the beginning of this when I'm talking about stone skin. Now, where is it? Yeah, the types of champs in stone skin. So obviously we've got the sort of ultimate death knight. I'm here to simply just be a menace and not just get in the way and slow your game down. You got that sort of build where you're looking at just resistance, defense, ideally no speed where possible, a little bit of accuracy to fear people, bit of blood shield, just everything to be a pest. That's one option. Then obviously we've got the kind of Harima style build that I did, which is 1 DPS, 1 stone skin. And then you've got this like hybrid-y kind of build, which I've gone for with Fabian. So he's really, he's running at 333 speed with 788 accuracy. Those are pretty horrible stats to reach. But he's in the kind of stone skin support style build. Ideally, stone skin plus 4-piece pinpoint, but I don't have it because I've already put that on someone else, which I think is Nishak up here. So like if I could pick an arena champion, this is why I just don't do arenas, I don't care. But if I could pick an arena champion, he'd have these 4 pieces of pinpoint plus the 4 pieces of stone skin that are on Fabian. So with that bunch of jargon, what am I going to look for in stone skin? Well, I'm going to break it down into 3. I've got the pest set, which is go slow, resist everything, be annoying, and just slow the other person down, and hopefully they quit. Then you've got the complementary DPS set. So I would actually consider things like, I probably don't have any, but some like crit damage gloves. Maybe these like bottom 3 row of gear are better for stone skin. I don't know. It just comes down to keeping good gear. Like that. Quad crit rate. Lovely. Crit rate attack. I imagine most of it's going to be doubles. Yeah, see, like that's not a very good bit of gear. Triple crit, well, technically a quad crit damage. I know. Let's roll. There's no gear enhancement at the moment, but never mind. Let's roll these up. On a gear piece like this, I'd be looking for crit rate and crit damage. Ideally more crit rate than crit damage, because the resistance is useless if I'm going DPS. That now becomes a sell because it has there's no point to that bit of gear now. Crit rate, attack, HP. Something like a bomb champion. I think I'd rather have the attack, which we get. Very good. Let's see if we can get a triple. No, but crit rate is okay. I'm going to take it to 16 for the CVC. HP percent. It's all right. I'd say it's like a B tier bit of gear. This is, and I think I stressed this to you in the email that I sent you, Dav. My favorite bit of gear is something that has speed, HP, and resistance on it, or speed, defense percent, and resistance. Because this just goes on a tank. We want triple speed, obviously, which we don't get, so this just dropped in value. I'll keep it if it rolls double resistance. No, so it becomes a sell, but that is my favorite combo, which I will send you that link of the champs on my account if I haven't already. And if you start looking through all my support champions, that's kind of all what they have on them. HP, resistance, and then a defensive stat. And they're the ones like the Duchess and the people that sit up front in arena and take the smack from everyone else. That's a crap bit of gear. Yeah, so I've kind of been putting off cleansing stone skin for this reason too. 5-star with a single roll in attack. We've got accuracy. Let's see. I want attack and accuracy only. This is like bomb champion build. Didn't get it. It's a sell. Speed, defense, crit rate. So right now I'm looking at the speed and the crit rate. Maybe this could go on like a 4-piece Nuka arena build. So ideally double speed, single crit rate, or double crit rate, single speed, but ideally nothing in defense flat, which obviously it's going to go. No, okay, we got that. That's all right. Flat attack, it's all right. We'll keep it. And here's another one. Bit of normally something I would throw away. Speed and resistance, yes, love it. Plus crit rate. It kind of makes it, what am I building this for? So speed plus crit rate is good. Speed plus resistance is good. But resistance plus crit rate is useless. Double speed, good. Speed crit rate, okay, we like it. Take 16. Flat defense, not great, but if that had been defense percentage, I would probably like. But I really like that bit of gear. So here's what I do next. I have got a crap ton of lesser oil because I've been doing Sand Devil forever. So what I would do is I'll just ascend this. HP good. What this does is when it sits in my gear vault, it tells me that I like that bit of gear. It's a very expensive way of putting a post-it on it, but I've got the gear to spare. I've got the lesser oil to spare. If I only had like 5,000, I wouldn't do it, but I've got 50,000. It probably never run out. So a bit of gear like this in Stone Skin, crit damage, attack speed. This is obviously, I want to put it on someone that's in a 4-piece lethal or savage 4-piece Stone Skin. What would I like? Obviously speed and probably the attack I would favour over crit damage. Take it straight to 12. See, single roll Stone Skins I don't keep, so that is a sell. Defense, crit rate, attack again, so we're looking at this kind of like hybrid arena DPS build. If I get a single point in flat defense, I'm going to sell it. So I'm just going to roll them one by one. Yeah, that's a sell. I'm really strict with my gear because I hold my account to a really high standard. That doesn't mean I've got a good account. That is not in any way a flex. It's just that I don't believe that you can do that top tier content if your gear's not top tier. It's alright if you've got 5 mythicals, but I don't. So defense, accuracy, resistance would be good for like Ultimate Death Knight. There's no speed on it. If we could get a double in any of these, it would be good. But I don't really want a single across the board. So I'm looking for a double. Got double defense, nice. Resistance would be nice. No, accuracy, that's okay. Take it to 16. We get attack, which is freaking useless. I'm not going to mark it as a 2-star because I will probably end up deleting that. Speed, crit rate, resistance. It's that same thing again. I want speed resistance or speed crit rate. Speed crit rate, good. Now, if it goes into resistance, I'll sell it, but a double in either of the others is good. Speed, double speed, good. Let's ascend it so I know I'm going to keep it. The stat of attack is all right. Not great. That is actually pretty rubbish. There's no real use for that. It's a shame to get rid of a mythical, but let's just sell it off. So we got down to the shields. I'll kind of come back to this. Yeah, Dav, it's... I can't express how much time... And it was all building this freaking team that I've got at the moment. And typically, I found this exact same team on YouTube about 3 days after I built this one. Yeah, we got the energy. Let's... It's you could do this replacing Kaimar with Crixia because she's got the reset, but you are going to need like Siphi, basically. If you want fast Sand Devil, you need Siphi. Which, if I'm not mistaken, is in the Void Shard pool, sorry, tomorrow on a 15x, which means you probably won't get her, but if I was ever going to spend money on Void Shards, it would be for a Siphi or a Senna. But yeah, I got most of my 50,000 oils building that team to try and get it done in like, I think the best time was 15 seconds. So that's where they all come from. Also, because I'm saying I'm always at like, you know, what do I do with my energy? Because I stopped running masteries on everyone. I now, if I've got 40 energy up there and I haven't got a quest to do, then I usually just drop it in Sand Devil or Phantom Shogun just to remain uncapped on energy. So let's have a think. I've already done my Clan v Clan YOLO pull, which was the Remnant summon. I'm not gonna. I want to pull my Sacreds, not really for any other reason. I don't want any of the champs in the pool, and I've only got one Void Shard. I really want this guy, this Fidey Teal Crest. Block buffs and decreased speed on an AoE, screams Hydra, and he's got reset skills. So very PvE focused. I would like him, but I'm not going to be pulling for him, so I've got to get that out of my head. Yeah, same. I did. Oh, when did I pulled? I was so lucky when I pulled Siphi. I think I just pulled for Venus, who for a while was my most wanted champ. I don't know why, but I've got this thing for Venus, and I'm convinced that if I get her, my Hydra teams will be better, even though they won't. But I've tried to pull her every Valentine's Day since I played. I think 1 year I saved up my voids for a whole year just to pull her in the Valentine's event, and she wasn't in the frickin' Valentine's event that year. So because I was peed off, I YOLO'd all my shards and I actually got Siphi. So I was I got lucky, but don't YOLO shards. Don't YOLO shards. Raid must have just been feeling bad for me for saving for a whole year. Actually, we need to do tag team arena. Cool, my score is falling. And because I'm super lazy, I'm actually only going to take on these single man teams. Because it's a nice sunny morning and oh wow. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what, mate? I get it. But yeah, $1,000. Ugh. I have always wanted to, just for a laugh. But I know the outcome. Anyway, hold up. My phone is ringing, so I'm just going to mute my mic and I'll continue to play, but I'll be back in a sec. All right, sorry about that. Just had to take a call. And yeah, Dav, I would have been super, super pissed at myself after that. But I would hope that you probably got something along the way, even if it was it was like a dupe crappy void or any other void. I pulled a void shard the other day and got a legendary, and I got so excited because I had someone in the plus 15%, and I ended up getting a duplicate arbiter, which I'm never, ever, ever going to use. Right, let's quickly burn through some energy. We'll do some more spider. I think I might copy the spider team that I built for you, Dav, because I actually prefer it to the one I'm using. Mine can sometimes go 6 turns, not 5. And I think with yours I used Sulfurion, and I freaking love that champion. What you will also see on your account, I mean, I wouldn't say it's the best, but I did build you a, what's he called, Ice Golem 10 team. It's not overly fast. It'll probably take about 3 minutes, but I'm pretty sure it cannot die. Like, there's so much support in the team that I'm almost sure that it won't die. If it does, in the like team preset that I built for it, I turned off revives from Duchess and Sulfurion on the 3rd stage. If you ran it and you were dying, just turn revives back on in the champion preset and it will work 100%. I was just trying to speed it up. Oh, if you've died, yeah. If you're trying stage 10 and you're dying, flip that preset round to include revives, or do stage 6. I mean, I actually only farm. I'm not sure what I'm doing on my account. Let's have a look. I think I only farm like stage 1 or 2 usually, but I'm trying a new team for 10, which is a Sear blow up the waves. Let's have a look. The thing with Ice Golem is you want to bring a team of 5 in, and you want 4 of the 5 to die the second you get to the Ice Golem, so that one champion can just solo the Ice Golem. Just bear in mind, if you want to try the solo strategy, you are going to need an Artak or a Sulfurion in gear that you just don't really have at the moment. It's a regen gear with absolutely bananas stats on it. I think it's like 400 and something accuracy, plus 500 and something resistance, plus like 260 speed, plus like 100k HP, plus about 5k defense. It's and even look, you can still see he's still getting buffs. He's still not quite resisting all the buffs. This team is much slower than my previous team because of Sulfurion. He puts a shield on everyone, and that shield stops these 3 from dying. But I'm just sort of experimenting at the moment. So normally it would be down by this point. It usually takes about a minute. But with the shield put up by Sulfurion, these guys should die now. Hopefully, what is his name? Sir Archmage? Archmage? Helmet? Whatever his name is. Yeah, he'll die. Hopefully Artak will get some heals in. Yeah, he's got a shield, so it's just burn. This is also why when we were talking about where to put your area bonuses, I think that attack is the least value. Because Ice Golem goes down with burns. That's not affected by attack. Spider, so I only said Spider-Man then. Spider goes down with kind of like burns and activations, so none of it is built on attack. Dragon goes down with poison, none of it built on attack. And Fire Knight goes down with enemy max HP from Newt, so also not built on attack. So for the actual dungeon, side of it, I've never really put any attack for that. Yeah, I just don't think you get any value out of attack compared to what you get out of everything else. Have just realised, because I've got a terrible Great Hall and I never finished it, I can now get another level 10. Let's go HP for Force. Should be 5,000 points. Thank you. Yeah, it is Archmage. Yeah, if you are dying, I mean, I'll have a look at it later, but if you are dying, just flip those that gear, the champion presets to revive in stage 3, and I don't think you'd die. If it does, let me know. I will fix it. I kind of threw it together in a bit of a hurry because I realised I hadn't done it. Yeah. This would OCD would be the downfall of my Great Hall. Is Marius going to be in the Soul Merchant? Please. No. I have not seen him pop up. Ever. Yeah, that should do the trick. And also Sulfurion, I turned his revive off, and he's got a really good revive because it gives him an extra turn. So if you are getting clapped, that'll fix it. Spider. I think the energy excess I'm going to use, I might go up to 2250. Like I say, I want the epic. I don't need the epic. But considering I'm going to need to do 4 events to do it, I might do gear enhancement because my account's due a cleanse. So that'll get me, there's probably 2 gear enhancements, and there'll probably be at least 1 arena. So that's 3 sets. And then maybe I will do Dragon or Fire Knight, maybe, to get the 4th, but I'm not gonna. It's hard as hell, but I'm just not gonna pull any shards for a little while. I once saved. There was a fusion that I skipped, and I was like, right, I'm gonna do this, and I'm not gonna spend any of my shards. And then I went, oh look, I've got loads of shards at the end of this fusion that I didn't do, and I pulled them all anyway, so I might as well have just done the fusion. I don't think I got an epic, a legendary when I pulled my shards, so I might as well have just done the fusion. So I find if you're going to skip a fusion, don't skip out on the saving. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab all this energy, all of that. It's given us 440, so that's 11 spider runs. We'll do them in the background because they're boring. Yeah, I think that will probably fix it. The way I built your Duchess, I think she's got like 700 resistance. So if she does catch a debuff in the Ice Golem, it will be the 3% RNG thing that's done it. Alright, where are we at? Nowhere. So I'm being really precious about my resources, like I say, because I'm saving, whereas normally I would have thrown a couple of 100,000 points down on this. I reckon... Is there a champion training? There is. Are any of the rewards good? No. Might go for the Mortal Soul Stone. It's not too bad. So I've got quite a lot of level 3s. Yeah, a lot of people, if you watch a lot of guides on YouTube, like 2025 guides for Duchess, they'll always say, yeah, she's great, but she's been a bit power crept. But the thing that's so amazing about her is even if you had her in your team just completely unbuilt, like she's there for the passive. AoE attacks reduced by 25% in arena essentially, and 15% by bosses. That's so super awesome. One thing, I did it last night because I couldn't wait, but last night we built Sify to be just disgusting. That is pretty much the best gear I can muster up on my account in order to get a 9-piece protection. She's fast, 373 speed with 700 resistance and 90k HP. She's protection set is another one of those really easy sets in terms of what do I keep, what don't I keep. Just literally keep stuff which is speed, resistance, HP. You know, speed, resistance, HP. Ignore the crit damage, you can't have it all. You get speed, HP, defense, defense, resistance, triple speed, defense, HP, speed, speed, resistance, defense, HP here, HP there, resistance there. It's just it was kind of my test, like what's the most nutty champion I can build in a single set. And that you know, this is what we're going to do with your account as well. You pick the champ that you want the 9-piece on. I can't remember, did I put Duchess in protection on your account? Or was it double stone skin or single stone skin? Maybe I didn't. But once the what they called the Hydra, that once you start pulling these every week, you'll get your accessories. And obviously, if we can even just get 3rd place, and you will always get this chest, you know, you've got the chance at the protection gear is just great. Just if it hasn't got speed, bin it. Almost treat it like a speed set. Right, spider's finished. Probably don't want any of the gear. I will keep a 5-star mythical for accessories, even though I think I only keep legendary and mythical now. I started deleting all the epics, only because I just run out of space. So if it's 5-star, I bin it. If it's blue, I'll probably bin it. If it's 5-star pinpoint, I'll probably keep it. But anything that you get from Spider is so easy, 1.25 mil made. Just a few more points in Spider. What I really wish I had was some soul stones. I usually pull soul stones during CVC. Not the fancy ones, but just the usual ones. Probably can pull a few. God, I can pull one. Marius, come on. 6-star Marius from a 1-shard. Go on. No. 1-star Frenzy, no thank you. I really want to just YOLO pull the Eternal Soulstone because it's personal clan v clan, but I will save that for tomorrow. I think I will pull it, but I'll probably do another stream tomorrow. I'm still waiting for Tag Team Arena to become easy because I'm lazy. There was no cigar there. That was just a cigarette butt from the dirtiest of all ashtrays, that was. I think my, you know, doing your account has taught me a lot. And it's really made me realize that there is no reason that I shouldn't be doing live arena. I've got loads of really cool champs and they're all completely overbuilt. But I just need to somehow find some enjoyment in doing live arena. Because I want the area bonuses, and I mean, obviously you got Quintus as well, the legendary. He's all right. Well, I'm glad. It's really weird picking up someone else's account because almost like muscle memory takes over. The amount of times I was on your account and I was like, oh, I've got 10 arena tokens. I don't like to be capped, so let's let's do it. And I would jump into normal arena and I would take on teams, and I'm like, why am I losing? And it's not my account. I've had to proper familiarize myself with what speeds all of your stuff is going at. And this is why we build just an absolute evil Ultimate Death Knight to just be a pest in the arena. So, Odin, there he is. I kind of weigh it up now as well. So look, right, he's going to be going at 40% speed boost. However, I've got a 6-star, whatever that blessing's called. So that takes him down by at 373. See, I might not win the speed race here. Not too sure. No, we did. And this is, yeah, going back to Odin being a pain in the ass. He Stone Skin plus intercept, so you can't really control him. But I need to speed boost. If I just... Because I don't know Odin, I can't remember. Can he actually cleanse his own team, or is it that he cleanses you of all the debuffs? I can't remember, let's try. But let's see if we can stun everyone else. Ouch. Marius, good fun because he can strip buffs, but he doesn't have much accuracy. Oh. What? Yeah, okay, so he removes and stuff. Oh, yeah, no, he's a complete pain. But we do have lots of cleansers on the team. Oh, we've got no reviver. He's not very nice, but come on. Yeah, so he's bad enough when he's just on auto AI, but when you come against him in live arena, ugh. Yeah, another one that I avoid is the mythical Sigfrind. Is it Sigfrind? The guy that seems to smack you like a naughty stepchild and then changes and smacks you again just to make sure. Haven't done Doom Tower. Do we get anything today? There's a bit more energy in there. I can't be bothered. Also, another thing that I saw on your account was that you'd pulled this Admiral Black Tusk. I've put him in 9-piece protection just because I had it. But the more I've kind of gone through, I don't know if you already have, I wouldn't book him. I'm really trying to work out where in the game he's going to fit in. Obviously, in your faction wars, he's wicked. You know, put him in there and everyone's getting Stone Skin regardless. But most of the time in faction wars, you don't come up against people that strip your buffs before you've taken a turn because you're always going to be faster than them. So even Stone Skin in faction wars is like, it's not great. And I can't really think of a dwarf team. I mean, I don't have a great pool of dwarves anyway, but you know, I don't even use the mythical. I use Newt. I sometimes use Tormin, and I use Morley. Yeah, I basically leveled this guy up from 1 to 50 in Mino, and then he's been just stuck in the sparring pit to get him up to level 60. But I'm really... Yeah, I can't yet see a place for him. Maybe he'll become useful once Hard Faction Wars comes. But even though I've got the 6-star Ascension thing on him, I just can't really find a way of using him. But we are just going to use him for points at least. Resistance, speed, HP, good. We like it. That's protection set to a T. Attack ring, rubbish. If we can get an HP percentage. Yep, that's nice. And then just upgrade this. More resistance would be nice. We didn't get it, but we got defense. That's fine. Yeah, can't quite make my mind up about Admirable. I keep calling him Admirable. He's not. Admiral Black Tusk. He looks super cool. But out of all of the faction unities, whilst he might be one of the more interesting, I don't really think you can use him in a lot. Yeah, 100%. I think because we don't know what Faction Wars is going to be yet, one thing I'm really hoping, and I only just thought of this, and if that's the case, then I owe you a massive apology. I hope they don't, because it's going to be top tier content, you know, it's going to be the new end game. It drops glyphs of different rarities, so you're now going to be looking at like legendary glyphs. I've got a feeling it's going to be quite hard. I really, really hope that they don't add a different Faction Wars tab to area bonuses. I know they haven't done it for the dungeons, you know, there's no Ice Golem and then Ice Golem hard. But if it is end game content, A, are they going to keep it in grade 1 where upgrades are super cheap? I think I worked out that it's like 2,800 crests to upgrade a whole thing from 1 to 10. Are they going to make it a grade 3? In which case, awesome, you've got a massive head start. Or are they just going to start a whole new category? I don't know. There's been no information about it. If they do that, I apologise, because I know I told you to sink some into Faction Wars, which is what I've been doing. It might be worth now waiting, because it could even be, I don't know, it might be this week or next week that it's coming. But yeah, hopefully they won't screw people that have already invested. But it's raid. So you never know. Still can't be bothered to attack the Faction Wars ones. Yeah, I think that's what they're doing as well, Dav. There's been no noise to suggest that they're not going to do that. But yeah, I mean, I was looking at your area bonuses. You're like super cool on Faction Wars. Yeah, have a look. I should really check it out. But yeah, maybe now save your crests, because I think you were like at least silver and everything and gold in the ignore defense. I'd probably actually now go back to Cursed City doing accuracy, because it will just make building your Amius teams better. Probably accuracy, ignore defense, and then probably HP. Because I think Amius ignores defense when he hits. We've got one more Cursed City key that we can use. And we can do a boss, because we want new gear. Ooh. See, I find Ice Golem's kind of hard, because the harder you hit him, the harder he hits you back. Sod it, we'll win. If we don't, we're bringing a healer. Burn him. Yeah, let's see how hard he's going to hit us back now. If he does at all, he will. Oh, hard. Okay. Let's not piss off him. Yeah, I would think so. I think your Faction Wars was looking really good. I'm amazed how quickly you did that. But then I think for you, I mean, it's not on my screen. I'll go to it afterwards. I didn't enter the season because I think you have to be in gold. So I never even saw the seasonal update stuff. Let's just hit him. Who cares? can't kill Duchess, so she can always bring everyone back. That's famous last words. Watch him just one-shot Duchess. Nope, we're good. When he's got both of his allies up and he hits really hard. Like he'll probably do if they don't die. Yeah, they're dead, so it'll be fine. Come on. That's it. Right, did we get anything good? Nope. Attack chest. Oh, such a shame. I could do with a nice attack chest, but I want speed, crit rate, crit damage, not attack, HP, and defense. That's rubbish. Defense, supersonic boots. I'll never use them because I'm going to use speed boots. And a head with no speed. Never mind. That's at least Curse City done. Or the Carnage. Yeah, so I was watching one of the raid guys, one of the content creators on YouTube. It was yesterday or the day before. And he was trying to get into the top 5 in the season. And yeah, I mean, most of his mythicals were +4. It's like, how do you get +4 mythical? Yeah. I mean, when you're spending that much money, I don't get it. I wouldn't even know what to do if I had that much money on raid. I have this feeling that in any other game that I've ever played, the second I've kind of done the hardest thing, I lose a lot of interest in the game. And, you know, raid's really good like that because let's say you were doing Curse City 101 stages every month, and I assume, because I've never got there, I assume this boss is an absolute bugger. I guess if you knew you could beat it, it would be boring, but every month they flip the rotation. I don't know. Sometimes I get a bit worried about actually completing end game. Because I worry once you've done that, I mean, what else is there to do? Try and do it quicker? Or because that's what I've done with dungeon teams. Like I had a hard mode team for dungeons. I don't know, within a month of them coming out, 2 months. And now I only ever revisit them to see if I can make them quicker. It's kind of another reason I've stopped pulling champs, because it just means I'd have to build more stuff. But obviously that'll all go out the window if in the Void progressive I see something I like and I don't have one Void shard. I mean, it's a bit of a thing nowadays, like he who spends the most or she who spends the most will win. But even in raid, like there would be an element of that that's not entirely true. You know, what if you've spent 10,000 on mythical shards and you pulled like, what's that one that everyone's really annoyed that they pulled? It's the under Skinwalkers. I want to say it was this guy or gal or the chicken. You know, some mythicals aren't actually great. They're all unique in their own way. Like the one I pulled, Nell Blackteeth, I can't. I can't work. I understand how to use her, but whereas I still think out of everything, Mikage, she is the absolute queen of PvE, and she slaps in PvP. And since putting her in, what do they call it, Relentless, she's overpowered. Yeah, so I used to play, you know, back in my youth, I used to play a lot of World of Warcraft, and one of my favourite things about that game is no matter how much money you threw at it, you would only ever buy cosmetic items. Now, I don't know what it's like now. It might be a bit different now. But pay to win, no, I just can't afford that. because there'll always be someone with more money that's willing to spend it. You know, if right now I had, you know, someone put in front of me $1,000 cash, said, there you go, happy CVC, I wouldn't even know what to buy. Yeah. And that does happen. You know, you spend and you isolate yourself out of the game because no one wants to play with you. It's why each week I do not push for platinum. As soon as I hit about 3,500 points, I make sure my defense has got someone easy in it, and I just kind of stop playing because I'm going to get into plat and then I'm going to lose. So I'd rather take my little chest that you get every week here that's got crappy like 5-star gear in it. I don't even know what the platinum chest gives you. I mean, I wouldn't mind the little avatar frame, but again, cosmetic. Obviously a shard would be nice. Yeah, I was just about to say that. I think maybe with your military vibe, you're going to be more down that way. I've always been more of a PvE player. I like to be able to just go off into my own little world and do like a few hours of like farming some freaking flowers or something in World of Warcraft. But there's a big comparison between World of Warcraft and Raid Shadow Legends in that the bosses are designed really well. Every time a new thing in World of Warcraft came out, you know, a clan of like 25, 40 of you have to take down this boss. So the coordination between 25 people randoms on the internet was quite spectacular to see when it went well, and it was obviously hilarious but also frustrating when it went wrong. I liked the tactics side of the game, but when it comes to first-person shooters, I think I would like them more if I was better. Yeah, I completely agree. There's not a whole lot of incentive to get better in some regards. And maybe that's one positive. If you're going to throw money at a game, then you're automatically more invested. And I guess you're like, right now I want to do better because I just spent money on this. So I'm flicking across the screen. I'm trying to work out what to do. Leroy Jenkins. I met some really cool people playing World of Warcraft as well. I even got a couple of holidays out of it because I found most people I was playing with were living in the Netherlands, Sweden, Germany. And when I was doing my old job and I was gigging a lot, I'd get a gig in one of those cities and reach out to the WoW teams, and they would always put me up and take me around the town and stuff. It was nice. It certainly wasn't the sweaty, fat, geeky thing that it had the reputation of being. Which means now, Dav, if I'm ever in Australia, you got to put me up. Just going for easy wins if possible. Try not to get beaten by solo Armands. That we've all been there. I don't think any of us want to admit it, but I think we've all been beaten by solo Armands in arena before. I think that's kind of it for the really easy fights. Yeah, same. Some of the nicest people I met were through playing games. Which is funny because everyone does give a lot of online gaming that reputation of just dwelling in your parents' basement, crapping in a bucket like in South Park and eating junk food. But I mean, there is obviously an element of that too, but I met some real good people playing games. Mm. I shouldn't have crafted all the stuff I crafted because it would have been such easy points. Let's just blitz any of these 3 to 4 star things the gear filter's on. So it's just basically a silver and points farm. I think I've done all the 3 to 4s. Yeah. Instinct. Something I noticed on your account, Dav, which is super good. Like super, super good. I haven't done it yet. But I think it's worth doing. When I looked at your charms, the substat charms, you have lots of crit rate charms. Now, if you were to load up your instinct gear, because I think that's what this current forge pass is, if you went on instinct and chucked your 3 rank charms in, ignore the what gear slot and put your thing to crit rate, you might get some really good gear. I think that'd be the most sought after stat on instinct set. But there's probably a lot of CVC points in there. But kind of do it sparingly. Maybe just craft like 30 or 40 rather than trying to do the whole thing. But I'm going to pop a 10 here and hopefully something good will come up. Probably delete most of it, but that's raid. Flat stats, no good. 5-star blues, no good. Flat stats, no good. Not very good. Poor flat stat. Oh, that wasn't very kind. Crit rate with HP and attack. It's just not. I need speed, crit damage, crit rate. That was a miserable pull. That's not bad, but I don't really keep 5 stars. And then that's also bad. So don't do that, but also do that as you kind of need to. I know that name. Damn. Yeah, that's karma. Damn. I quite like me a little Australian crime thing. It's like that backpack Ivan. I can't remember his surname. We all, when we're not in Australia, we all have this impression that everything in Australia is out to kill you because you have nutty wildlife. And yeah, anytime there's like a murderer or a crazy fraudster, we just think, yep. I mean, we did kind of turn you into a prison for 100 years. That's probably one of the UK's biggest flexes. Little do we know, we should have sent ourselves there and kept the UK as a prison, because at least we would have had nice weather. That was a bit of a fail. And sorry to any Australian viewers that might have offended. Right, that is a little 70k. I'm going to cut the stream for now just because I want to go eat some food and maybe get an hour of sunshine. Ivan Milan, that's it. Brilliant. In the movie Wolf Creek, which I get is just it's not Milan, is it? It's, yeah, no, it's not Milan. It's before you come up, I can't remember what it's called. It's not Mikage, that's Lady Mikage. Milat, that's it. Yeah. The guy in the movie that plays him, John Jarrett, he's a freaking treasure, man. I like him. I always, for some reason, got him confused with Crocodile Dundee, but it's just that real outback. Oh man, he was scary in that movie. The movie wasn't scary, but he was scary. That is not someone you'd want to wake up in the back of his truck. I think you were telling me about him before. I've got an Australian that I used to work with. I think his dad worked in some sort of detective type role in America, and he didn't get the Ivan case, but I think all of his friends were working on it, and I think it probably messed up his life for a little while. Yeah. Yeah, you said that. That's freaking terrifying. I mean, anything could just go a different way in a second. All I know is that the pictures of the real guy, he didn't look anywhere near as scary as John Jarrett did. So that would be one saving grace. But yeah, I'm going to cut the stream now because I'm going to go grab some food and stuff. Dav, just drop a message in the chat when you're going to log off for the day. I can't remember what time it is there now because our clocks have just changed. I can't remember if you're 10, 11 or 12 hours in front of me. But here we are. Oh, it's 2 p.m. here, so yeah, it's probably late for you. But yeah, when you log off, let me know. I'm going to jump into your account a bit later and do a bit more team building. I'll do some cleansing. I might even do some forge crafting of this lower level stuff, just to bump up your silver a little bit. But yeah, if anyone has watched, thank you for watching. I need to get around to this energy video that I keep talking about because there's loads of it in the game. It's just managing it. So yeah, those who have watched, thank you very much. Dav will catch up separately. And yeah, until the next one, have a good day.